everybody, welcome back to F1 Manager 24, and this is the Singaporean Grand Prix, which timing-wise is incredibly good. When I'm recording this episode, it is the Friday of the Singapore Grand Prix. I am wearing my Haas shirt, I'm going to practice sessions, I'm going to enjoy the entertainment on the Friday. Tomorrow I'll be going to qualifying, Sunday I'll be at the race, and then on Monday I fly to Japan for a holiday. Hence why you're seeing this video quite a time after the Singapore Grand Prix. Now that's all been explained, we can get into the actual game, because it's been very, very good, hasn't it? Brawn climbed to 4th, 106 points so far this year, and it is glorious. Most of you are enjoying the mods as well, so again, I'm going to put on screen right now the engine or the car performance overall of all the teams, and you can see where we sit, who's been improving and who's been doing a good job. That is probably one of my favourite things of that mod, or of that database opener. It shows you things like that, and you're sort of like, I wonder why they don't put that in the game. But anyway, yeah, it's going very well. Daniel Ricciardo's a very happy man. He's 7th in the drivers' ratings, and Ollie Behrman is a happy man, and he is 12th in the ratings, which is really, really good. Facilities-wise, we've been improving a few things as we go. We're definitely not going to do the factory. That's far too expensive. Not going to do the wind tunnel. The design centre would be useful, but 11,500. I'm not sure we're in a position to spend that much money on facilities yet. I'm very tempted to do the race simulator. 2.8 million. It would give our development to drivers a boost from 20% to 30%. So I think we are going to do that. I think we're going to go and upgrade our race simulator and get that one done for sure. Not fussed about the scouting department. The team hub, we could do. It does give a good boost in morale, but we don't necessarily need that right now. And then the operations and stuff, hospitality area, we're going to do that because it's going to improve our marketability, get a bit more money. And the helipad's looking good. We don't need to boost that just yet. Weather centre's looking fine. Memorabilia room, 880,000 we could do. The tour centre, 68,000 to upgrade it. And it gives us a week. Is that right? It gives us a weekly income of 93,000. So in 1 week, we've got our money back of that upgrade. Yeah, okay. We'll definitely do that then. Has that boosted our driver mentality? No, not really. Everyone is pretty much the same, to be honest. That hasn't really affected anyone. But we are going into the Singaporean Grand Prix. The cars are ready to go. There's no new components or updates that are going on. We are focusing very much on research for next year. We can do a little bit more. Let's have a quick check of the old cost cap. How are we doing on that? We've got 25% left. 35 million in our cost cap. And we probably are going to have to take new engine components, right, at some point. So Danny Rick, no, he's alright. He's still got a brand new engine in there. That's fine. His ERS is definitely going to need replacing. That's 2.5 million. He's got a brand new gearbox as well, which we'll have to start using. And into Ollie Behrman's car. So he's got an 85% engine, so he should be fine. ERS is 94. That should get to the end of the year as well. And gearbox, he's going to need a new gearbox. Right, so we're not going to... We'll do another bit of research. Let's do another bit of research on something. We've got minor technical changes there. The chassis had 2 done. Front wing's done 1. Rear wing's done 1, but has another product happening. Side pod's 1. Underfloor 1. And suspension has had 2. Let's go for another front wing, because we do have... In fact, let's get 2 more projects on, because we are in an ATR period here. So 3.5 into that. We'll put half of the wind tunnel hours into here as well, so we'll make that 46. That is exactly half. And so it's saying tyre preservation. We haven't done too much on tyre preservation yet. So we could make it tyre preservation, or we could make sure that we put tyre preservation. Let's put tyre preservation in the middle. We're going to go airflow sensitivity and there, and then we're going to do medium and low speed cornering. I think, in fact, do you know what we're going to do? No, we're not. We're just going to go cornering. We're definitely just going to go cornering. I'm just trying to see what... Okay, so obviously the rank on the grid isn't going to change, is it, Dave? You moron, because it's changed. So that is giving us less cornering, as is that. So if we just focus actually on the cornering then. So let's go high, medium, low, like that. We want to be really good at low speed cornerings. That is something that we haven't been the best at this year. We'll do 2 engineers on that, 40 days. Or do we do 1 engineer? I swear there's a bug that if you do 1 engineer it gets you better, but we'll do we're not worried about bugs here. We'll do 4 engineers on that, and then another research project where we will do, so that's had 2, underfloor 1, side pods 1, chassis 2. They're both going to have 2. So let's go for the underfloor then. The underfloor is airflow sensitivity. So we can actually focus our underfloor on airflow sensitivity. That's not a problem. We'll whack all the final hours, CFD hours and wind tunnel hours into this. And then we'll go airflow sensitivity up, and we'll put all of this down just for now to allow us to get a 6.84% increase in knowledge there. And we'll put the 5 engineers on that one just to make sure everyone's busy, keep them all busy. So rear wing's going to be done soon, and then we've put all of our ATR in there. We've got new underfloors, new front wings coming as well, just to make sure we're ticking over with stock in the warehouse. Into the race then. Danny Rick can definitely score points. Ollie Behrman has the 8th performing car on the grid. 16th or higher. I believe in you, Ollie. Right, we'll go and do practice. We'll be back for qualifying of what is my home Grand Prix. Okay, back for qualifying. Light rain in qualifying and a cloudy race. I'd probably take this on over the weekend. A bit of light rain always spices things up a little bit. Results in practice: P1, Daniel Ricciardo was 8th. P2, Oliver Behrman was 7th. And in P3, Ollie Behrman was 9th, with Daniel Ricciardo all the way down in 14th. But he was running the medium tyres, and everyone else was pretty much running the soft. So we're going into qualifying. A great session in practice as well. 96% for both drivers, which was really good. But we can give everybody new engines, or not new engines, newer car parts is what we're focusing on here. Gearbox, that 51% one's probably okay, but we'll give him the 72%er. Obviously a very, very narrow circuit in Singapore, so I am expecting safety cars and incidents and red flags potentially. There is a known, not a known issue, it's definitely not an issue, it's not a bug, but there is a known thing that red flags are quite common in Singapore on the F1 manager games, because when someone crashes, their car parks in the middle of the street, and that means the race has to stop. But we're going to go into Q1 in the light rain of Singapore. And how is it looking? It's going to get drier there, but because it's Singapore, we're going to go and set an earlier lap if we can. Now, there is still this bug in the game that frame rates drop off with any sort of rain in F1 Manager, which is very annoying. There is a yellow flag. Someone's crashed. There you go. It's Iwasa. He's had a crash on turn 7 on his out lap in practice. It's in qualifying. So, yeah, not ideal for him there, which is why I wanted to set an earlier time and get out first so that we weren't affected by that. And Daniel Ricciardo goes quick. We've got Piastri, Norris, Sainz going quick, Perez going quick. Yeah, not our best, but this is just our sort of warm-up lap, isn't it? So, judging by the weather, it's not going to get to real dries, but we want to make sure we're going, probably leaving the garage at around 21:10, which is 10 minutes after start time, so not too far away, to be honest. So let's get these cars ready to go again. We'll put the same set of tyres on. Just make sure they're all good to go. And yeah, so we're not going out yet. So 2010 should be around about now. Yeah, okay, we got a little bit more time to wait until we're going out. All these people are setting fast laps here, which is fine. There goes George Russell and Lance Stroll. They've got the same idea as me. We've got a little bit more time left. It's about a 17-minute session generally, so in theory we should be going out basically now. So we'll send Ollie Behrman out there, and we'll send Daniel Ricciardo out there. We're going to get in the way of Lance Stroll and George Russell doing their laps, but yeah, you're seeing pretty much Q1 with me talking about it quite full. We've hit quite a lot of traffic with this timing, which could put us in a bit of trouble. I mean, Ollie Behrman's gone third and Daniel Ricciardo's gone quicker than him into third, so we're third and fourth at the moment. The track is getting better and people will improve, but that should see us through. And see it through it does. 6th and 7th. More than happy with that. Hopefully, a little bit less rain. We're still on intermediate tyres, so we can whack a new set on for that. That's not a problem at all. Into Q2. The only reason I say a little bit less rain is because of the frame rate issue. That's the most irritating thing about this. It's going to get much drier. Okay, so we've got 5 minutes till there. So we're looking at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 6, 7. We've got about 8 minutes from now. So that would be what, 6 minutes left? About that? Yeah. Okay. We're going to time this right. Okay, we haven't set a time yet, but if I'm timing this right, we need to go out about now. There goes Daniel Ricciardo. There goes Ollie Bearman. And I'm hoping that we've judged this to perfection. Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez come out. A little bit of traffic for us, but again, this should be decent times. As we come home, Ricciardo in 6th, which matches what he did in the last session. And Ollie Bearman in 10th. Ollie Bearman is at risk. Ollie Bearman's not going to get another lap. Ollie Bearman's going to be out here. Ollie Bearman hit a bit too much traffic. Daniel Ricciardo's on the bubble in 10th. Ollie Bearman goes down to 16th. Really horrible traffic, but I think Ricciardo's just going to get through. He is. Skin of his teeth. He's through in 10th. Ollie Bearman starting 16th. Not ideal. But please, just stop the rain. Or, Frontier, sort your game out so that it doesn't just frame rate drop when there's any sort. Even in the 2D map, there shouldn't be a frame rate drop. Right, there should not be a frame rate drop. Okay, it's going to be right at the end. Again, it's going to be the driest. What are we on now? 2.13. I don't think that's going to get into very low, damp. No, yeah, that's not going to get in. So Daniel Ricciardo, we're going to wait right until the end. In fact, no, we're not. Everyone's going out now, so let's go and set a time. Okay, we've got Daniel Ricciardo out. He's had 1 lap. He's in 7th at the moment. We're getting him out for a fast lap right here, and he's going to start that now. So he's going to catch a bit of traffic in front of him, but hopefully the way we've timed this, it's going to work perfectly for him. And it does, up to 6th. A much better lap from Daniel Ricciardo. Gets that in at just the right time, and he'll be starting 6th on the grid in Singapore. Lando Norris takes pole position. Not something I would be disappointed with in real life. Okay, Singapore, here we come. Daniel Ricciardo up in 6th then. We'll have a look at his strategy first. Normally, a one-stopper of medium to hards is the way to go around Singapore, so I think we're not going to mess. It says it's 14 seconds quicker to do a 2-stop strategy, but not sure I really believe that, to be honest. They're actually saying if you push those mediums a little bit harder, you do get a better lap time. In fact, if you go like that, you get 4 seconds quicker. 5 seconds quicker. Like, that is the quickest. I'm happy with 5 seconds. That's saying it's now 8 seconds quicker to do it. I don't believe it. I think a one-stop is the way to go. I think a one-stop is the way to go. It's the longest pit straight on the calendar. It's like 24 seconds or something you lose. So we're going to do a one-stop with Daniel Ricciardo. Obviously, safety cars means we've got lots of tyres that we can mix up as well in that. We're going to be, those mediums will be screaming for their life at the end. But Ollie Bearman, I don't mind trying something a little bit different. He's starting low down on the grid anyway. So let's have a little look. What can we do here? 137 flat. So 137 flat. Note that's now 1 second slower. That's 1 second quicker. 1 second quicker. Still 1 second quicker. Okay, so that's still 1 second quicker. If you don't run the mediums as hard, you can get 3 seconds improvement. So let's go for that then. Get him on the softs, onto the mediums, back onto a set of softs. Lovely stuff. We'll underfuel the car, but similar to what we did in the last race, not go absolutely crazy with it. Let's go 59. And Ollie Bearman will go to 60 and just do his usual. That's fine. Yeah, hopefully we get a decent result here in what is my home Grand Prix in Singapore. Let's dive into it and see how this gets on. Right, the only race of today's episode I wanted to do Azerbaijan and Singapore, both of their own individual races, because I love both Grand Prix. And here we go, the Singapore Airlines Grand Prix in Singapore is about to get underway. 5 red lights, we're away. And Lando Norris didn't look to get away that well. Daniel Ricciardo did on his mediums, which is really good. Right up behind Carlos Sainz already into the first chicane. And Daniel Ricciardo has just slipped in behind Oscar Piastri there, remaining in 6th place. Not bad at all. Ollie Bearman, because we have to look after the tyres, I'm actually not going to push our tyres as much as I normally would on this first lap. I think that's a sensible thing to do. There's Daniel Ricciardo there, straight over the back of Oscar Piastri again. Oliver Bearman into 16th. He's having a little battle with cars that he's probably much quicker than in front, especially on those soft tyres. He should have a an interesting race. So let's have a look. We've got soft runners up the front. Obviously, Charles Leclerc, famously in last year's Grand Prix at Singapore, he did a huge stint on the soft tyre. He did really well. We've got 3 softs: medium soft, soft, medium, medium, soft, medium, soft, medium, soft. So a bit of a mix. I reckon some people are going for a 1-stopper, some are going for a 2-stopper. We shall see, as Charles Leclerc is behind Daniel Ricciardo at the moment. We've got a yellow flag somewhere. Lance Stroll is tumbling down the order, and you can see he is parked in the middle of the... You can't park there, Lance. You cannot park there. So Lance Stroll coming round, too much power, manages to avoid the wall though, so I think he's going to be able to get going. Yes, you did, Lance. You did mess up. You cannot park there on the streets of Singapore. His tyres are going to be shocking, I imagine now. 90%. He's taken 10% basically off those tyres. Not good for the Canadian driver. So Daniel Ricciardo right on the edge with Oscar Piastri in front of him, only 0.1 seconds behind. Everyone's been held up by signs as Ollie Bearman gets a move done on Valtteri Bottas, just coming down, gets the inside. Lovely stuff on the soft tyre. He does need to get those moves done whilst he can. Now we've put neither driver on aggressive because I don't want Daniel Ricciardo, although he's been very good this year with his aggressive moves, we don't need him to really push too hard, so we are more than happy for him to sit behind Oscar Piastri, just make sure he gets the DRS, and then challenge Carlos Sainz, who is going incredibly slow compared to everybody else in front of him, which is not ideal for us, to be honest. Ollie Bearman will just check in, is passing Logan Sargent, hopefully without any issue, and hopefully can accelerate away from the American, because he is a danger to other race drivers around him, as we've seen in plenty of races so far this season. And Ollie Bearman's at it again, overtaking Nico Hulkenberg down the streets of Singapore as into the sharp left-hander. It's a really good move, actually. It's where a similar place to where he overtook Bottas and Albon. Lovely stuff. And to be honest, all the action at the moment is coming from Ollie Bearman. Daniel Ricciardo, where he's not pushing his tyres, is just gently hanging on at the back. In fact, what I might do, I want to see if this is a viable strategy. Avoid high-risk curves, but push the tyres a little bit more. I want to see how that goes for a few laps. See if it does make him a bit quicker. Not that Alonso's catching, but we are losing pace to the cars in front. But yeah, Ollie Bearman is now having a look at Lewis Hamilton as well. So he's really making these soft tyres do what they need to do. There's a little change at the front. Should we have a look at the front of the race? Let's have a look at the 2 Red Bulls that are battling at the moment in Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. Both agreed to sign for the for the team another year. But yeah, Lando Norris is hanging on with them as well. So he's doing a good job. You can see Daniel Ricciardo here just sort of on his own, not worried. Alonso's 4.5 seconds behind. So yeah, he'll make those tyres last a long time, I'm sure about that. And Ollie Bearman still having a look at Lewis Hamilton, who is 1.1 seconds off his teammate George Russell. Obviously, Lewis Hamilton moving to Ferrari next year. George Russell staying with the Mercedes team. But yeah, it's interesting to see how this is going to happen. Tyres are good, says Ollie Bearman. He's happy with how they're running, and Daniel Ricciardo doing a good job with his as well. Can Ollie Bearman get a move done here on Lewis Hamilton? Had a little look up the inside, but I don't think it's worth risking that too much, to be honest. So this is the move where you want to get it done, Ollie. This is where you want to get it done, and I think, is he going to get it done? No, I think Hamilton is just going to defend him well enough. The problem is, if we get past Lewis Hamilton, we've got quite a gap to make up on George Russell, to be honest, because 1.8 seconds is not that easy to make up in Singapore. So this should be where Ollie Bearman gets it done with the DRS into the final corner and down the start-finish straight, which is where I'll be sitting in the pit grandstand. I'm very much looking forward to that. So we could ask Ollie Bearman to try and close that gap. Let's ask him to try and close that gap to George Russell, see what he can do. But 1.8 seconds is a long way back, and we don't have too much battery to play with, to be honest. We have a red flag. I said that there could be one, and it's Alonso and George Russell who have had an incident. I think Ollie Bearman has come through that unscathed. He's close, but I think he stopped his car in time. Alonso had the lead, got the inside. George Russell tried to send it up the middle, and he's there. And just behind this V-carb is Ollie Bearman, who I think has avoided any trouble. We'll have to wait and see. No rain. We're in 7th and 11th, which isn't dreadful, but it does mess with strategy here. I'm sort of thinking we whack on a pair of softs and don't change our strategy too much. I think we do that. We'll whack on a pair of softs for Daniel Ricciardo, which I'm fine with. And then, yeah, Ollie Bearman. Maybe we just go on to the mediums a little bit earlier. Maybe we go to the hards. Maybe we do another set of softs. I think I'm going to do the same. I think we're going to do soft for Ollie Bearman and then put him on the hards at the end and go from there. Because I think running the softs on normal push can get you to that point where we want to get on the hards. So this is what we're going to do. We've got a restart in Singapore. 2 Red Bulls up front. That's good for them. The Red Bull, the red flag came there. But both of our drivers now into the points, which is absolutely crack-a-lacking. Let's get our batteries deployed, see if we can make a move. We've actually got a lot. We've actually got Ollie Bearman's fuel back in line with where it needs to be, really. George Russell picks up a time penalty, which isn't going to affect him because he's out of the race. And, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. We're going to keep Daniel Ricciardo on avoid high-risk curves. In fact, we're going to do that for both of them. Just extend the life of these softs a little bit longer. And again, if it looks like it's extending them enough, we can then tell them to push a little bit harder on them and see if that helps. But happy at the moment. 5th and 8th. Ricciardo's overtaken Piastri. We saw that one off the line as Ollie Bearman's having a look at the Ferrari. Doesn't quite make that one stick as similar to his teammate on Piastri. But he's still having a look there, Ollie Bearman. And it's close racing. It's very, very close racing right now. This is good to see from the Brawn GP 2 drivers. Daniel Ricciardo, I mean, look how quickly the Red Bulls just dropped Lando Norris. Already over a second. And we're about a quarter of the way through the lap, maybe halfway through now. But Daniel Ricciardo hanging on to the back of Sainz and Norris, which is exactly what he needs to do. But yeah, we'll see. What did everyone go for? Okay, we've got hard runners, mediums. So a whole host of different strategies happening now in Singapore after that red flag. It looks like Ollie Bearman's going to make a lunge here on Charles Leclerc. And he did, but he didn't quite make it stick. So not too bad from Ollie Bearman. He's up in 8th and he's dropped Yuki Tsunoda for pace. So I'm more than happy. And we're going to keep a little bit of battery just back in charge as well. So what we need to do is watch out to see if the gaps start to extend for both drivers to who they're chasing, and then we'll take off, avoid high-risk curves, I think. And we've got another red flag. Ollie Bearman is out. He's collided with Piastri. He went for a move. I wasn't watching it, but I could see it on the time. I was following Daniel Ricciardo. But, yeah, Ollie Bearman here forced Piastri a little bit wide there. He was actually in the lead, and Piastri's just taking him out. Smashes that rear wing. Probably his gearbox gone as well. But I'm going to say that one's on Oscar Piastri. We were well out in front, but Ollie Bearman is out of the Singapore Grand Prix. And that is very annoying. But Daniel Ricciardo is up into 5th. Look, we only did a few laps on them. It's another set of soft tyres, which we're going for here. So, well, at least Daniel Ricciardo's up to 5th. So, once again, it's 2 Red Bulls at the front in Singapore. What can Daniel Ricciardo do from here? He's now got plenty of fuel as well, and we're going to push the tyres a little bit more. And we're just going to do this strategy on the fly. Now, what can Daniel do? We have taken off avoid high-risk curbs. There was just no need for it, really. I want Daniel to be as best pace he can. Piastri does get the 5-second penalty. So Ollie Bearman can feel a little bit aggrieved that he's been knocked out of this one. Yeah, but Daniel Ricciardo now, our solo driver that we have to worry about, which I quite like. He is up to 4th as well. He's overtaken Sainz off the line, and he's right on the back of Lando Norris having a little look. Those Red Bulls, again, absolutely miles out in front already from this start, and that's going to do nobody any favours, is it? So we'll never know if the one stop was going to be quick for Daniel Ricciardo, because we've already had 2 red flags. So Daniel Ricciardo passes Lando Norris, who is on the hard tyre. So that is a move that we expected him to get done on the softs. And now we're chasing down the Red Bulls. Can we catch them? I'm not sure. So remarkably, Daniel Ricciardo is keeping pace with the Red Bulls. The Red Bulls are on hard tyres, but Daniel Ricciardo is keeping pace with the leaders. We've dragged Lando Norris along with us as well. So we are turning this into a 4-way fight. There's a yellow flag somewhere. Has Guan Yu Zhou crashed? He's quite a way off everybody. I'm not sure if he even has a front wing, so he may have crashed. Yes, Guan Yu Zhou did crash. But, yeah. I'm wondering if we can just potentially get in the middle of these 2 Red Bulls here and make a bit more of a fight out of this. Ideally, we need to get in front of them being on these soft tyres. We do need to to make a move happen, because being on the softs, if we could extend the lead, which I don't think we'll do, but there is a chance here that we could get out in front and potentially leave them and drop them. I mean, we'd nearly drop Lando there, but not quite. But yeah, it's certainly an entertaining race in Singapore. 21 laps, or starting lap 22 now. Yeah, this is certainly interesting. So we're gonna see what we can do here on Sergio Perez, who's probably defending for his teammate Max Verstappen. And just if we can get a little bit closer to him. Can't have quite a little look there, but this is the DRS straight where we may be able to make something happen, to be honest. Daniel Ricciardo just goes to the right, tries to fake Sergio Perez out, I think. Is he going to make a lunge for it up the inside here? He does. I thought it was a bit too far away. He did make a lunge, and he probably was a little bit too far away. But yeah, we're not going to tell him to be aggressive or anything like that. We're just going to see if we can give Perez something to think about, basically. That's all we want to do while we sit behind these guys, because we're going to go onto the hard tyre, and when these softs die out, we're basically going to go onto the hard tyre, and that will see us to the end of the race. I don't know if they can make those hards last to the end. Maybe they'll try, or maybe they're planning on a red flag or a safety car towards the end of the race. Who knows? So we've got more cars out in this one, apparently. There's been another crash involving multiple cars. It's Pierre Gasly, and it's a slight little touch. There's not too much in that, to be honest. That shouldn't really be anything that stops the race. We are still going, no safety car, nothing like that. And Daniel Ricciardo still sits behind the two Red Bulls in front. The Red Bulls are starting to squabble out in front, and that is giving Daniel Ricciardo a chance here. It's given Daniel Ricciardo a chance. So we're going to ask Daniel Ricciardo to see what he can do with a bit more battery usage. Can he make Verstappen and Perez think about it? If they wipe themselves out, this could be brilliant for us, by the way. Look at Perez. He's going up the inside of his teammate. Christian Horner must have a bit of brown in his pants after this. He must be very, very worried. But Daniel Ricciardo's trying, but because they're battling each other, there's just not enough space on the tight street circuit in Singapore. And he's just not got quite enough oomph, has he, to get that move done. And we're going to have to just leave him back off again for a little while and hope that he doesn't utilise all of his battery. In fact, we're going to go into top up while we're going to have this DRS. Because we'll get DRS here, and then I think we'll be okay to keep pace and have DRS going into the start-finish straight as well. And as we're driving past in this view, I'll try and point out where I'm sitting as well. Yeah, so he's run out of all of his battery, which means they're going to pull away. And it also means Lando Norris may get back in range of us here, because we're not going to be able to deploy out of here where I think they will. Although Sergio Perez went very slow. So if I can pause this, as we come round this corner, I'm going to be sitting about here somewhere. Somewhere about there. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But we do have DRS, which is good, so we can keep up with Sergio Perez here, who has DRS on Max Verstappen. The fact that Perez can't catch Max Verstappen, who doesn't have DRS, is a concern, or makes me think that they're playing team orders. It does make me think that they might be playing team orders, to be honest. So we'll get most of the charge back in our battery at this point. Another just bit of DRS for us. The Red Bull's just getting away because they're deploying their battery, but I'm happy with where Daniel Ricciardo sits at the moment as they're battling again in front of us. Bottas has got a mechanical fault. He's probably going to be out as well. Hopefully he doesn't give us another red flag and just park it in the middle of the road. Zhou pitted as well. He's so far behind everyone else that he's going to get caught at some point in this race. We have a safety car. Safety car deployed here in Singapore. It is Nico Hulkenberg is out. There's a crash involving multiple cars. At least it's not a full-blown... I mean, we could put the hards on now on the safety car. That may make sense, to be honest. Oh, he got his braking all wrong. I'm surprised neither of them are out. Maybe Nico is out, to be honest. Yeah, Nico Hulkenberg is out. Oh, I've just missed the pit lane. Oh, I've just missed the pit lane. That is a right pain in the arse, because everyone's going to back up into us now. The softs have still got a little bit of time left in them. I wonder, is anyone else going to come in and pit now that that's been announced? Yeah, Sainz pits, and he's on hard. So what's he going to go to? Mediums potentially? That's such a badly timed safety car for us. Because we're going to catch the safety car on this lap. That is so irritating. If it was just a little bit before and we got onto those hards, that would have been lovely. But because we've missed the window, the question is, are we going to... I don't know. Are those hards going to get to the end? If we put the hards on now... They do just about get to the end. But if you put them on here, that is the quickest point still in the race, apparently. 1:37.22. A 1:37.20. Yeah, okay, a 1:37.20 is the quickest. So I think... No, that is still the quickest. It's saying that is still the quickest. Do a 1:37.20. The safety car just came at the wrong time, so we're going to have to... I think we're going to have to just deal with it. I'll make a judgment call. If I don't think they're going to... If I think we can get in the pits before these guys catch up to the safety car, then I'll jump in. No, they're right behind us. Signs has already caught us up in this group, so we're just going to stick with this safety car, go with the hards when we want to put them on, and see if we can get some moves done. We might have to ask Daniel to be aggressive. Signs has put a pair of softs on, so he's definitely not getting to the end. Okay, the safety car is coming in this lap. We need to get as much out of these soft tyres as we possibly can between now and getting on those hards. This race has suddenly gone in the favour of Red Bull, I think, with that safety car. About halfway through, let's see how the restart goes. And here we go. Daniel Ricciardo, we're going to tell him to be aggressive. He's on a podium position, but we need him to be aggressive and see what he can do. Yeah, just look how close we are to our pit window already. It's very annoying as Sergio and Max Verstappen are fighting here in front. Yeah, how are their hards doing? 78 and 79. They could drag them out to the end. They could make that work till the end. It's going to be very interesting here. Daniel, come on, make it work. We've got you off ERS Battle Assist because we just want you to deploy that battery and be as quick as you can out of all the corners on those softs. And it looks like he might nick second. He is being aggressive on Sergio Perez. He's up the inside and he gets it done. No, he doesn't. Sergio Perez is hanging on. There's a yellow flag behind. There's another safety car. Oh, we don't need that because everyone's bunched up already. But I feel like pitting under safety cars is the thing to do. This is a dramatic race, isn't it? Oh, it's a red flag. It's a red flag. We get to start from the restart and we can put a fresh set of hards on and get to the end. I don't know who's caused it. It's Alex Albon colliding with a Mercedes, it looks like. It's that corner again and it's a red flag. Alex Albon can't get that car moving. It's the third red flag of this race. And we are in third place. Get those hard tyres on, my friend. Get those hard tyres on. And I really hope that went on because it just said no changes. If I've left these softs on, I am going to be fuming. I think I've accidentally left the soft tyres on, which will be an absolute nightmare. I've left the 54% soft tyres on. Oh, what an accident. What a numpty. Okay, he's got to push these softs and then get on the hards to see the race out. I can't believe that. What an idiot. We're going to get gobbled up here. We are tumbling. We're coming into the pits for that fresh set of hards, and I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that. Such an error. I've thought, because I clicked it to say hards, and then I think I accidentally double-clicked it, which means it goes back to your original set. Oh, so we're going to come out last. So we're going to have lots of clean air, which isn't a problem, but this is... heartbreak for Daniel Ricciardo from third. It was just so innocuous, and then I looked and saw that it said no changes, and I just instinctively clicked. Oh, but Daniel, I mean, the good thing is everyone else is going to have to pit again. I'm pretty sure they can't get softs to the end there. But yeah, we shall see. 2.7 second, it's not the best, but Daniel Ricciardo is out and about, and he's just got to make these hards do their thing, get them to the end, make up the time difference. Let's wait and see. So this is where Daniel Ricciardo has to make his time up. People are starting to pit. People are starting to pit. They're going to have fresher tyres, but I mean, look at that. Norris has pitted. He's back out, and Ricciardo is nowhere near him. Such hard. I can't. It's just it's an accidental click in a computer game, right? These things happen, but absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. Lando Norris may win this race. If Lance Stroll didn't have a mechanical issue, I'd say he's not a bad shout to win it, but I think Lando Norris might win this race. So Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc, Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc are in the pits as Daniel Ricciardo is back up to 7th, so he's having a good race, but yeah, it's so unfortunate what's happened to him there. Charles Leclerc is going to come out, yeah, we're 34 seconds behind Lance Stroll, which is always a bad thing, and that is the guy that put hard tyres on at the red flag. So that's where we could be. We could be 11 seconds further up the road, and we would have been, I think we would win. I think we would be winning. I think we would be leading this race, because everyone else would have pitted and been 22 seconds behind us. 22 to 24 seconds behind us. And that's a big lead with 13 laps to go. Oh, it's such a kick in the teeth, man. It's such a kick in the teeth. I'm not going to lie, with 10 laps to go, Yuki Tsunoda's catching us. We are catching Lance Stroll, but we're going to lose out to Yuki Tsunoda here just because of his fresh tyres. I'd love a red flag now. Let us put the softs on and make it a sprint race to the end. That would be ideal. So with 2 laps to go, we've actually overtaken Lance Stroll. Yuki Tsunoda is still there with us, but hopefully Lance Stroll can hold him up a little bit. We're going to try and accelerate away and drop them out of DRS. But yeah, 42 seconds is the difference now. That's what it's cost us. That little click. Absolutely terrible. I think it was another podium, and this time it's not. It is my fault, but it's not entirely my fault. That little accidental click is an absolute killer. He should be able to get these tyres to the end, but yeah, 46% we're on. We'd be ending it. See, Lance Stroll is on 44, so Lance Stroll can definitely get those tyres to the end. But yeah, 3 seconds a lap slower than the people that are ending it on soft. So just an unlucky click. An unlucky click. That's all it is. That's all it is. Battery's completely gone. I wasn't paying attention. But we have put 2 seconds between us and Yuki Tsunoda behind us. So that's not too bad. So we are on the last lap of the Singaporean Grand Prix. Daniel Ricciardo's done really well, actually, to get it back to 6th. If we think about it holistically and the whole race, Daniel Ricciardo's had a really good race to get this into 6th. Where he qualified, the red flags, the accidental clicks, the bad strategy. It's Ferrari-esque tyre strategy, that what I've done there. But yeah, it's going to be good points for Brawn. We're going to be finishing above VCarb and the Mercedes again, only Hamilton in 9th. Max Verstappen wins it, then Perez, then Sainz, then Leclerc, then Norris, and 45 seconds later we will cross the finish line, to be honest. But he's done it. He's done well, Daniel Ricciardo. He's done well. It's not his fault that he's finished 6th. I do think it probably would have been, at worst, 3rd if I'd managed to get those hard tyres on at the red flag, but it was just not to be, and we still elusively await Brawn's first podium. But a cracking race from Daniel Ricciardo here in Singapore. It's been a really good, entertaining Grand Prix. Drama, massively drama-filled, isn't it? 3 red flags and a safety car. But there we go. Ricciardo is home in 6th. So not our best result, not the worst, but I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see what Ollie Behrman has done to his car. He's knackered his gearbox. Brilliant. He has knackered his last gearbox, so we do need to get a new car part for him for $1 million. I don't think that's going to last for the rest of the practice sessions either, but there we go. We will have to let's fit that one in for now, just so that it stops telling us that he's ruined everything. Chassis, we'll have to get another one of those on. We'll have to manufacture some more of them. Rear wing, we'll have to get another one of those on and manufacture some more of them. And the suspension, we'll have to get one more of them on and manufacture some of them as well. Not a complete write-off then. We did pick up some good points. Singapore is done. Next up is COTA in Austin, Texas. I'll catch you then. Cheers.